let's get that going. Why does it keep breaking? Everything's broken all the time. All right. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody. How we doing? A little behind lately. Hopefully I'm not sick. Definitely feel a little off today. Let's get that to right. And what fell down there, Bosh? Oh. Grab that.
Not sure why that fell down, though. What's that?
Dog doesn't like it when things fall down, right? I think most people don't like that much either. Put that back where it belongs. So, and I need to grab one more thing from here. Good morning, buddy. Coming in. Just getting set up here. We're a little bit behind. I feel like I'm getting sick. I'd rather not, you know. I do feel like that's something I generally, you know, want to avoid. Alright, grab some reference here. I've got like this cough and feel off. I'll grab some reference here to sketch from. Rotate that face. Good morning, people popping in. I was at my sister's this weekend, so maybe one of her kids gave me something. Oh, it looks alien-esque. Like this one over here. I say this is just like a, you know, the gesture start there. The armature figure. I was playing around with some costume stuff yesterday for the Bramble project. Um, Still want to incorporate, I think, some of the Baroque things that I was talking about, but that sounds like a good idea. I've heard about those kind of daily comics exercise. Where'd the dog wander off to? Oh, he just plopped on the floor. Must have got overcooked under his blanket. Sometimes he's like, wow, it's so warm. It feels so great. And then other times he's just like, whoa, too hot. Have I ever thought of teaching art to students? Well, I thought of that 20 years ago when I started teaching students. I see. Yeah, so yeah, persona. I am a teacher. I am a full-time professor of concept art at Virginia Commonwealth University in Richmond, Virginia. So I have thought of teaching art before. I do have a teaching website, so if you go to myartprofessor.com, I have a number of courses there on perspective. I do want to do one on figure drawing. I actually have a bunch of stuff recorded from the COVID era for that, which I could just use. I think I might want to rework it though. But I need to finish the other one. I've been working on that site kind of on the background the last little while. But so it's kind of like one of those monthly challenge events, right? So you have like yeah. So yeah, I was working on learning Affinity Publisher because I kind of want to move off Adobe stuff. Just all the AI stuff is just really annoying. Um, oh yeah, yeah. Because like a daily single panel that kind of just reminds me of the Far Side. Um, Certainly a better reminder than say the Family Circus. I always thought the guy who did Family Circus just must be one of the most evil people because his comics, like they're never ever interesting or funny. They're just kind of lame. I wondered how much of that was like on purpose. Oh yeah. Indian mythology. I do have a student who's doing a kind of independent project where he's drawing Syrian mythology. But I like to draw my own stuff mostly, so like this is like figure study from reference I'm working on right here. But um, but in general, I like to focus more on my own stuff. I don't really do a lot of like fan art or things like that, even if it's mythological. I know a lot of people do that, and it's perfectly fine. It's just it's never been of interest to me. Probably would do me good, draw fan art stuff, but but there's a lot of cool stuff, I guess, in Indian mythology. I'm not as familiar with it, but the Fantastic Four teaser came out this morning. I saw that um, while I was puttering about. I mean, the production design looks really good on it. I don't get Pedro Pascal as the Reed Richards though. Like, it's like he's just the wrong build. Like he's not skinny. I guess they gave him an accent a little bit, so it sounds like sounds like a 1960s guy or something. Um, but yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff out there. There's no doubt about that. Uh, I don't have any like strong connection to India either. I mean, I know I've got some followers and things on there, um, but I've never been there, and I've never thought too much about the culture there. Nothing wrong with it. Just it's like I don't think much about a lot of other places. You have a strong spice rack. Let's see, eraser. Yesterday I was demoing the Nico Marley drawing methods in my classes. I thought that would be of interest to them. Alright. There's another one over here we'll do. 15 minutes in. Alright, that's perfect. I finally got access to good old ZBrush all over there. What's that? Minetro Games. We're on Kick. How long has Kick been a thing? I don't know. They've been around for a few years now, I think. I streamed to multiple platforms all at the same time, so I was actually surprised I got some content warnings off of DLive, which I would think would be like the open market one. But it's apparently it's I was just doing some figure drawing. It wasn't like they were doing anything bad. It was just the standard figure stuff. But do they even have like corporate sponsors over there? I thought it was like all of a crypto based thing or something. Or if their model changed a while ago, or hands changed or something. Yeah, I've heard a lot of commentary about Twitch kind of being a problem child at Amazon because they don't make any money. In fact, they lose a lot of money, and seems to be some kind of attitude that because of like a drop in quality and it's hard to like find artists and things on there or streamers, so it's like hard to build an audience there. That a a lot of people kind of abandon it pretty quickly. Like it's much easier to build an audience, say over on YouTube or any other platform. And it seems to be the commentary. I don't know exactly what's going on behind the scenes, obviously, because no one tells me what's going on. But yeah, I've pulled up, like just doing a lit. I haven't done a ton of this research, but I have like a browser page open that's just like listed on like the artist like themed pages or whatever, the tagged artist pages for Twitch and these other platforms. YouTube's a lot harder just because like it doesn't have like a. It's not, the focus isn't live. Um, but um, but yeah, I look at them and the ones that I see like a ton of viewers on. There's Bob Ross, right? He's dead, so can't do much about that. But the other ones, like it seems like a lot of the popular ones are either very they tend to be like Asian and very manga focused. They're often I've seen a lot of VTubers, so people that have like fake images as their ID. It's like some guy talking, but he looks like a manga girl or whatever, or a girl's voice looking like a manga girl anime thing. That just seems really annoying. Like, but so like yeah, I guess there's like an ongoing like Bob Ross stream channel there, probably licensed by the family. The state of him, like they've tried to make money off of him ever since he passed away. Like he never did any merchandising and stuff when he was alive, which is interesting. Now you can get like Bob Ross painting kits and stuff like that. It's like I wonder what happens when Bill Watterson passes away. The Calvin and Hobbes. But because he refused to merchandise anything. Which I'm sad he did. I mean, people would love to have had like official Calvin and Hobbes like stickers or T-shirts or mugs and prints and things like that. And all he ever does is the reprints of the books. It just seems like he's leaving a lot on the table. It doesn't have to harm his brand necessarily, harm his creation. But he's like, nope, don't want to do it. Just want to have it one way only. It's like, oh, okay. I mean, he's not hurting or anything, I assume, but it just seems like a strange stand to take when so many people would love to support him in multiple ways rather than just buy the book once and you're done. Yeah, because it was a very meaningful series for a lot of us growing up. I remember hiking on down to the newsstand to pick up the very last comic strip that he did. 1995. I was a little sad it was coming to an end, but I think we all looked at like say Garfield and just how bad it had gotten, and we were I was okay with it stopping if it meant it didn't get bad. Because Because Garfield used to be funny. Like, you read old Garfield from the early mid '80s, and it was hilarious. Yeah, Spaceman Spiff. Yeah, he's imagination running wild, right? Um, or all the dinosaur stuff. You know, Tyrannosaurs and F-16s or F-15s, I think it was, going after Triceratops. Oh, that's nice. That was cool of him. I have a signed letter from Jeff Smith, but now I feel obligated to do all of his Kickstarters. 20 years later or whatever it is. I wrote him a little fan letter when I was a teenager. Swing that hip out. Alright. Yeah, back in those days you could kind of do that sort of thing, right? You could write somebody and definitely expect to hear back from them. One thing to take note of is if you like Daniel Warren Johnson, he does a weekly live stream on Fridays for about an hour, and there's 100 people that watch. So if you wanted to say something to him in there, that's probably definitely take notice of it. But I've got a signed card from Jim Lee, but it was like a Wildcats thing. Where you mailed in something from their comics, and they sent you back a signed postcard or something. So I've got one of those. Yeah, Smith has been doing these prestige editions of his Bone book. So he started off with Thorn, which was his comic strips when he was young, before Bone became big. It was a daily strip kind of approach before he got into the actual comic book market. And then he's put out the Kickstarter for it's the first 3 books or 4 books of Bone in a hardcover. I don't know if it's in demand or not over on Kickstarter, but he's definitely taking advantage of this really great property he developed. Which I'm surprised no one's picked up for really done a film for. They keep trying, but it always seems to fail. People want to do something with it that he doesn't want to. He just wants to have his story told in animation. There was there was a book like that. Sure, I'm sure the celebrities appreciated that book existing. Bunch of people writing them all the time. Like, I don't know who this is. Why are they writing me? Oh yeah, that series he did for Netflix was so bad. The fantasy series. Um, um, I don't understand how that show was so terrible. It's like every joke was the same joke in it. I think I watched through the second season hoping it would get better. Um, but every joke was exactly the same. It was, it's this thing. No, it's not. It's this other thing. And that was the joke. Um, like I just don't understand what happened there. Like, did he just like phone it in, or he not care, or was somebody else actually doing it? It was just his brand on there, or he just didn't have the actual writers from The Simpsons, available to him anymore. The original writers, anyway. Like, it just looked like Matt Groening style. It had like nothing in there that seemed like brought any of that witty humor and situational comedy and life commentary. That one confused me. So I think they did a third season. I never saw it, but I just couldn't believe how bad it was. But um, yeah, there was that point because they wanted to like fill up their thing with content, right? And the thing is, like, you catch up with that pretty quickly. Volume of content. It doesn't take that long to do. And I think part of what they were dealing with too is they were losing a lot of their licenses for different IPs. So, like, losing Seinfeld and maybe The Office or whatever, whatever things that they had on there that people really wanted to watch were all being kind of transferred back to their original rights holders. What's funny is a lot of these uh, film houses or TV studios, like they're suddenly kind of finding out, like Disney or um, ABC or whoever, like they're finding out that like having all of it just to themselves isn't really working out all that well. So basically, that they're having to produce content, but also put it out on a streaming service, and suddenly there's a lot of them because every channel wants their own. When really the real money making model was to not so much make original stuff as it was, or keep original stuff as it was to just license it out, because there's no overhead for licensing out Seinfeld, right? There's no overhead for any of that. It's like the mistake Disney made. Like they didn't have a I had Hulu for a while. Like I want to pick it up again, just to get caught up on What We Do in the Shadows, and I think don't they have Shogun on there? I never saw that. Um, yeah, the trick was like gradually building up a quality thing that that where people wanted to come back, not making just volumes of stuff in order to attract subscribers. If you just get known for making trash, then no one's going to come around. Like it breaks the brand. So, I think I was on there when that Prey movie got released. So that Predator movie. That movie was a lot better than I thought it would be. Like I don't think it's better than the original. I know a lot of people like Predator 2. I didn't like it all that much. But yeah, YouTube's just a great place to check out. Hello. Over there on Kick again. But yeah, like I subscribe to YouTube, so I have like a $14 a month or whatever it costs. So no ads unless the person's reading an ad, which annoys me because I'm like, I'm paying not to have ads, so they're reading ads. Yeah, Predator 2 was a weird movie. Like I think it could have been cool. So I didn't watch it when it came out, so I only saw it like I think a couple years ago. And yeah, I mean it's it's not as bad as an ad, but for me it's like, well, I'm paying not to have ads, so like they get more money per watch from subscribers than they do if there's ads. And I get why they have ads. I'm not morally upset by it or anything. It's just like I pay not to have them, so I don't want to see them. But I understand, they're not going to release two versions of a video, one for, general YouTube subscribers, not subscribers to them, but just like to YouTube. So I get why they don't do different things, but still I always skip them. But it's like, no, I don't want NordVPN. I don't want to play Raid Shadow Legends. I don't want to. I got all the names right. I don't want to wear that underwear with the extra pocket in it. you know, I yeah, I on my I mostly I watch well on my computer too, so I just skip forward on it. But on my Apple TV, you can kind of tap forward and it'll skip every 10 seconds, or I think it multiplies, so you do like a couple times, it does 10 seconds each, and then shifts to 30, and then to a minute or something like that. So that's what I do when I start seeing they're about to read the ad. There are some people that try to like sneak the ad in, where they'll kind of shift the topic, and it's like, don't do that to me. I mean, it is more clever, I'll grant them that, but doesn't mean I want to watch the ad. So, oh yeah. Um, let's see, that goes in there. Having fun with this calligraphy pen. I think I saw some other people using these recently too, or noticed them using them. Probably. I don't think it's all that unusual, but. Let's see, 46. All right. Good morning, everybody popping in. Good morning. Bon dia. Buenos dias. Bodia? I think bon dia, that's Italian. Italian. Yeah, Bon Dia. Yeah, it's definitely Italian. I don't know anything about Catalonian. I've been to Barcelona, but it's been a while. But what was it called? The let's get some. Oop, still wet down there. Hello over there, Kick. Benny. Ah, come on. Get a dead nib here. Finally. Alright, let's get the white ink out. Hello. Over there on Kick. How you doing? Let's see, there's my brush. Ugh, just made a mess. How are we doing out there on the intertubes? Good morning, everybody popping in. Probably drop some water in here. Shake it up, get it loosened up. this signed and call it a morning. It's been an hour, so perfect timing, right? Oops, I got some goop on the seat there. So today is the 4th. 25/02/04. That's yesterday. All right. Well, thanks everybody that came in. I appreciate it, and we'll talk to you next time.